All right, we are live. What up, Asan? All right, let's go ahead and get started. We are looking at the stock of the day. The stock of the day breakout. Nice little breakout here. We've been tracking this stock. This is Twilio, AI communications. They're ramping up their software. So we're going to cover a little bit this first before we go over, are you prepared for the strongest pump of the year? This is the strongest seasonal pump of the year, November, December, January. If you go back 50 years, 70 years, really, if you go back, and we got to be prepared because some stocks may not outperform, some assets may not outperform. So we're going to be tracking the best trades for this 3-month rally in stocks. I think we're going to see a correction early next year, a real correction, a 10% correction, at least 5 to 10%. And right now we're going to track this. So let's jump into Twilio. I'm going to pull up some of the changes or some of the new developments in Twilio. First and foremost, so this caught my eye. We have a huge wedge pattern. Okay, you guys know what a wedge is. When the wedge breaks, that's upside momentum. This stock is recovering from 2021 highs. Is it going to get up here again? I don't know, but it looks like it can make it, especially in this environment, right? This macroeconomic environment would be, okay. Oh no, wrong one. This would be the time that you see that. Let me throw the comments up here. I got a busted mouse. There we go. Show comments. So now I'll be able to see them when they pop up. Perfect. Right? Okay. So let's go over Twilio. Looks like we got some people in the chat now. All right. So first and foremost, okay, again, wedge pattern, right? A lot of consolidation. This is very bullish. You have a lot of consolidation from 2022 August. So we're talking, what, 3-year consolidation here, right? Resistance. So we're constantly rejected at this level, okay? Constantly rejected. This is about an $80 level. And then we start to flip over in April, right? This is, we flipped we flipped last year when Trump got elected. That's when it really flipped, took off. We're like, okay, this thing's blowing up. We'll wait for the pullback, pulled back, and it's been consolidating now for an entire year. So this is a perfect setup because you have a whole calendar year of consolidation, and it's not just sideways. It's actually a powerful, explosive technical pattern. And that pattern is now showing relative strength as far as breakout. Do you have a narrative? Yes, we have a narrative. The narrative is AI software, right? We have software starting to pick up again, not just SMH, not just semiconductors, but the end application. And this is business application. This is not consumer. So this is a big total addressable market here with Twilio, right? Let's throw in our momentum. How does momentum look? Well, MACD, our trend momentum is definitely starting to pick up again, right? Starting to cross over. We got the crossover. We're on the weekly chart. We got the crossover at the beginning of this week or last week. Okay. We have a crossover. If we look at the RSI, we're above the halfway mark and it is breaking it. It's accelerating towards, real strength to real strength, right? Let's look at the, man, my computer is slow today. I got a lot of applications out here. And then we'll talk about the fundamentals of this one. So definitely breaking out. Let's take a look at where we could be moving to. Broke through halfway mark, 150. I think it looks like we're headed for, if we do Fibonacci, let's be a little conservative. This little small move that we kind of built up. First target is about 166. All right. So that's what I'm looking for, 166. And that's probably going to be conservative. I think 166 is conservative over the next 3 to 4 months. And broader, I think we're going to 200. Okay. 200. And we'll see, because they have to deliver, right? They have to execute. Obviously, we can't just say, hey, they're going to 200. But I think they're going to, if they do deliver, if Twilio does deliver, great pattern there. The market is telling us something. That's the thing. The market prices tell us first. The market communicates first. We don't know something the market doesn't know. The market knows something that we don't. It's much more smarter than we are. And it is telling us we have a breakout on our hands. Okay. Headed for about 200 by next year. So wedge breakout. I started a position here, 133-ish, right? I'm just going to stay bullish. The momentum is picking up. Daily chart, if we go to daily momentum, same thing. You can see we're accelerating here. We're in the breakout acceleration zone for the daily chart. Now, the reason usually somebody might be a little bearish, say, oh, it's overbought. Well, it's overbought on the daily chart, but this thing is building up. We're headed into right the end of the year, strongest months of the year. And Twilio they are doing a share repurchase, right? They're buying back shares, making about 350 million worth of Class A common stock. So they're making their stock more. How do I say it? I can't even think right now. Sorry. They're making their stock a lot more scarce. So this is more buying pressure towards that stock. They've also the biggest thing, they acquired Stitch and for AI agents, specifically for developers. And then they've also, I believe, oh no, that's Zoom. We're going to talk about Zoom in a second. So we have a lot of developments here. They acquired Stitch. Twilio's breaking out. I think it's like triple digit. They have a triple digit agreement or contract with one of the hyperscalers that they haven't announced the name yet. So a lot of news here. I think I'm telling you right now, Twilio today was the stock of the day. We talked about it in the Discord. It was flagged and it signaled in the Discord. This is the breakout. Here we go. So I just want to signal Twilio real quick. What was the news that caused 20% jump today? I believe it was an acquisition for Twilio. Well, it was earnings, right? Number one, it was just earnings. So quiet. So they busted earnings. They crushed it on earnings. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. After hours yesterday, they crushed earnings, and I believe it was the acquisition. They acquired one company, but it's more than anything. I believe it was the contract. They announced a triple digit contract. I wonder why it's not showing up here. But yeah, they acquired a contract from one of the hyperscalers as an AI agent. So agentic AI is sort of the theme here that I think is starting to pick up. Robotics, we have SYM, Symbiotic picking up, but agentic AI is what I want to focus on. I know a lot of it isn't, we don't know for sure, but this is the theme. This is the theme. There's a lot of money being thrown at it. Amazon announced what? Amazon announced they're building their own AI agents. Everybody's building their AI agents. And it's not like an agent is one thing, it's multiple things. So the big thing here is we went through the most important days of the week. Okay. I mean, of the year, really the biggest earnings of the year heading into year end. Amazon announced 125 billion spend capex next year. Their biggest bottleneck, which is everyone's bottleneck, is power. So we're still sticking with power generation, but they need to take a breather, right? Power generation stocks, they got to take a breather. Now, they could be ready to go up a little bit, but I want to be more cautious here. Okay. And I want to look at AI agents. This is a large cap stock, but it's not compared to the mega caps. I mean, it's pretty much a small cap. The technical setup is great for Twilio, right? There's no doubt on that. But these, Oklos and Iron, these need to take a breather here. They're up too much. They're just up way too much. They need to take a breather, consolidate a little more. Let's go to Iron. These have been the leaders pretty much. They're just up so much, especially on the weekly. Look at that drop. Now you're getting the RSI start to drop. So I think further consolidation, and then maybe they break out in January. Maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is I'm focused on the fact that we're in the strongest seasonal period of the year. Okay. It's earnings season. So wait for the earnings to pass before you really take a big position. Wait for earnings to pass. Did they deliver on their earnings? Not only that, what is the guidance going forward? Okay, what is the optimism? Are they acquiring any new, other companies? Is there any new developments? What's going on there? That's what we want to focus on. Then we want to get, is there a pattern, right? The price is already telling us things are breaking out. So I want to flag here Twilio, TWLO, as the stock of the day for me. This has been the stock of the day for me. I like the position. Obviously, we're going to wait to see how things play out, but let's see that volume. Volume's okay, right? It's picking up, and I'm excited about this trade. We'll see where this trade takes us. Okay, next, our next we're going to talk about. We're going to go over. Let's go over a couple other AI softwares. We bullish. Well, let's talk about a little bit of the fundamentals, or not fundamentals, but sentiment today. We had bullish sentiment is starting to pick up. Actually, we're going to cover that later. We're going to cover that afterwards. Okay. Hey, how you doing, BK Digital? I'm good. I'm good. Bullish on Twilio right now. Okay. We just talked about it. Anyways, we got the crossover. We have all the technical recipes for a sustained breakout. I'm aiming for, I believe I got some debit call credits or call debit spreads today, aiming for like March. I'm not sure. It's in the Discord. It's posted in there. Pulled the trigger. Looking for the right contracts is one of the more strategic things to do. You could just buy calls, you could buy shares, but there's a lot of plays out there. We're going to move on to the next one. Okay. So stock of the day is Twilio. Now, one of the AI software names, and these AI software names are all a little different. We can go through the list. The next one I think is going to perform is going to be Zoom. All right. Zoom just, had a partnership. They have a big customer base. A lot of people use them. Big partnership with NVIDIA. Okay. Now, everybody has their partnerships. It doesn't mean Zoom's going to the moon, but that is fuel for the fire. We have a technical breakout on hand. Now, Zoom still needs to report earnings. So, do you get in before? Do you get in after? Do you wait? It's hard to say. If we break out, I'm going to start a position, right? But the fact that we haven't, got through earnings yet, I'm not really going to jump into Zoom yet. I really want to. I mean, it looks very bullish to me, but the resistance is clearly around 90. So if we clear 90, right, going all the way back here, it looks a lot like Twilio. You clear 90, then I'll start a position. I'll look for the pullback. I might get in a little early. It depends on the intraday chart, right? Let's look at this intraday chart. How is this looking today? Just straight up, right, for 2 days. Okay. And remember, we're heading into the strongest season of the year, the strongest months of the year. And a lot of these are going to really fly. I think a lot of them are going to recover back to near all-time highs. Okay. So let's look at Zoom's momentum on the daily chart. Okay. It's accelerating, right? Trend momentum is picking up on the daily. I'm going to hit your comments, right? Oh, how about the RSI picking up? So momentum is clearly accelerating for Zoom on the daily. On our weekly chart, it's clearly same thing. This is great. I mean, Zoom looks amazing. Maybe I'll get in right now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm trading options with it. So I'm gonna stay, a little more conservative here and wait for Monday or wait for Tuesday, see what things go through, because we're not done with earnings. Either way, Twilio, Zoom, those are the two. They went out today on the investment. These are also long-term plays. These are not just trades. These are long-term investments for the portfolio. Okay. Let's hit the comments real quick before I forget them. Any thoughts on hymns? I know hymns. How you doing, Swing? I know hymns had something. We'll look at hymns. Let me add that on the notes. I'll add hymns on here. I want to get through the names I'm looking at, and then we'll get to hymns. Okay. Actually, let me put it with, because it's going to be in the healthcare sector, right? Healthcare services. So we'll throw hymns up there. I do have some thoughts on hymns. We were waiting for hymns to pull back, but it didn't get there yet, right? We're waiting for it to pull back. Or before it broke out, we're waiting for more consolidation. I think we're getting there. Hymns should be ready by end of year. There's going to be a lot of hot stocks. That's the biggest thing here, biggest takeaway here. You have your own trading community, whatever it is. You got to be bullish. You got to be bullish. The VIX is getting smashed. The MOVE index is getting smashed. So fear is out of the market. Fear is disappearing, right? Fear is slowly disappearing. We talked about this. Zoom to all-time highs. We'll see. I don't know if it's been diluted, but I think I think Zoom can go to all-time highs and Twilio, but I don't want to get too excited yet, right? I don't want to get too excited yet. Let's see how much breadth picks up in the market. If breadth starts to accelerate, then yes, I think so. But we need breadth to regain, to regather. Right now, breadth is pretty weak. I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right. Actually, let's just pull it up right now. Sorry. I did not do cocaine. Okay. I don't do that crap. Just for some reason, my nose always bothers me when I do a stream. Maybe because I'm talking so much and my nose hairs are picking up. All right. I need one of those nose hair cutters. All right. So let's go to, I got it on here somewhere. We're gonna go hit up the internals. We're gonna hit the internals. It's been a long week. Here we go. You know what it is? It's this damn open AI. What is it? Chat GPT. It's the chat. Come on, why isn't it working? There we go. It's Chat GPT. Their new browser. It's good, but it slows down my computer so much, and it throws me off when I'm streaming. Okay, here we go. Now we're fit. All right. So number one, and you're gonna see these more consecutively in the Discord. If you go check out the Discord, this is my market internals on macro micro. Shh, don't even start barking. Bunch of dogs out there howling. Okay. So if we look at this, what we're seeing here, actually, let's look at the black line. You see how the past year, how the bullish sentiment is picking up. We get these readings every Wednesday, but they don't come out till Thursday. And it says Thursday, they come out Wednesday. Anyways, we had a big flush and we started to pick up. Well, look, we're picking right back up. The bulls are picking up the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, October 16th was, I don't want to say it was the bottom, but I told you guys we had bought. No, don't start howling. Not yet. The bulls started to pick up in I'm sorry. The bottom was October. Oh my goodness. I'm about to kick my dog out of here, bro. Bunch of dogs howling. Oh well. So we're starting to pick up. Bullish sentiment is picking up. Okay. Put to call ratio. I have it inverted. So, you can actually see calls are going to be to the upside. So you can see the calls are starting to pick up again. Right. Sucky. It's kind of hard to see this, but you can barely see it. The calls are starting to pick up again. So we're getting called. It's just going to be very strong bullishness. You kind of almost have to be blind to it. Now, this one's a fund manager survey. We're at 100% invested. Usually I'm bearish at this point. Okay. This is usually when you get 100%, when you're up here, you actually do want to be cautious for correction, but we just had like a mini correction. Number one, I think what's going to happen is we're going to get a rotational correction, a pretty nasty rotational correction. I want to be careful with power generation. It's up a lot, right? I still like Fluence Energy. I like TeraWolf, but I want to be careful because when you're this fully invested, something's going to dump. They're not just going to hold. They're just not going to keep pushing the pedal on every single asset, right? Could be Mag 7's pickup. Something's going to drop off. We're seeing rotations though. We're seeing different strength, right? CNN, Fear and Index coming up. So we're good. Look at this is early. We're not in greed territory. There's a lot of we're just very bullish. Let's get back to the charts. My whole point was to point out here that bullish sentiment is climbing again. Okay, bullish sentiment is climbing. We were down for a couple weeks. We're back up. And this is going to be we're going to get overheated. We're going to get overheated. So I want to be careful here with certain names in the market. Gosh, this thing is making my computer slow. Okay. We want to be careful, but I think that's why I'm focused on this agentic AI narrative. I'm watching, right? I'm watching a lot of it pick up. This is better. Okay. I'm watching a lot of the software stocks starting to pick up. Okay. And we're going to go over those. So my number one, if you just joined, Twilio. This is my stock of the day for an entry. It was in the Discord. We talked about it or we posted it. Fundamentals are great. Twilio is, acquiring new agentic AI company. They're doing a lot of stuff. Just check out Twilio if you want to dive deeper. Go looking at the technicals are beautiful. I mean, this is beautiful technicals. Okay, we even have our option strategies in the Discord. Well, mine, anyways. I don't know if anybody else wants to post it. Go ahead and post it. Okay, now let's go to Zoom. Zoom is that second stock that I'm waiting on. I haven't pulled the trigger yet. I'm keeping my eye on it. It looks great. Okay, next is going to be CRM. We've been talking about this for what? For a couple weeks now. CRM is gathering its footsteps. Before I hit it, let me make sure I hit your comments. Make sure pull back before the rally. BK Digital, great question, man. Great question. Before we hit CRM, I'll go ahead and answer this question. You reckon we get another pullback before the rally? Remember, we're going to come back to CRM. Okay. Let's look at the VIX. If we get another, this is how I measure it anyway. If we get another pullback, okay, and this is not my VIX chart, but I'm just going to draw the middle. Gosh, this thing is slowing down my mouse too. Okay. If we get another retest of 20, this will be the correction. So are we going to get another correction? Yes. BK Digital Design. But what I would say is it depends on what asset you're talking about. Are you talking about the index? Are you talking about cyber stocks, healthcare? Are we talking about robotics? Are we talking semiconductors, right? SMH, and this is why we track relative strength. SMH is up a lot. I mean, we might get a correction further in semiconductors, right? Maybe not AMD, but it's a very rotational market. So yes, we could. It could be just the cues. I don't know. I'm not predicting anything. It could be the cues right now. Positioning, right? Commitment of traders. The COT reports show that Nasdaq is overpositioned and S&P is actually starting to pick up. S&P is picking up where Nasdaq is rolling over. So my guess is there's going to be a sell-off in certain tech name. I could be wrong. I don't even know, dude. I don't know. I'm not going to try to guess that. All I know is I'm watching the VIX, right? The VIX tells me that we're going to get spike. We're going to have to get a spike near 20 over the next 2 weeks. And yeah, maybe if the ISM comes in weak, yeah, we probably get another pullback. But are we going to get a 10%, 5% BK Digital? Hell no. We're not going to get it. It's a performance chase at this point. It's performance chasing, and you got to be bullish. You just got to be in the right names, right? You got to watch the technicals and not just guess. Obviously, we have earnings, so that's going to give us some insight onto who is actually baking in the oven, who's really baking it up. We're going to find that out, right? Amazon crushed it. Meta just spending a lot of money. It doesn't matter. We're not trading Meta. Okay, it's going to be in the portfolio regardless. Surprise China deal with Max 7 earnings didn't move the market as much. Yes, China deal, India deal, Max. Me too. I agree. I agree. Thoughts on rotation and energy. That's a good one. We're going to look at, let me throw up energy. I actually wanted to talk about that. I did want to talk about energy. So let me throw that on here. Energy rotation. These are good questions. I'm going to get to them. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and speed through the content I had. I don't want to make this too long. All right. I want to speed through it, make it concise as possible, and then get to your questions. So here's S&P 500 really quick. Okay. I think we're going to have that year-end rally all the way to February. I don't have it marked on here because this is not what I was doing today, but we're pretty elevated. RSI on the top there, you can see it's starting to pick up its momentum, right? If we look, it's above the signal line. It's holding the signal line. So I think we're going to have a strong rally, right? We did have some consolidation. So I think it's straight up from here. I think you have to be bullish. I'm not trading S&P. I'm just looking at the index overall. And we can look at the internals further to see like, okay, how strong is it? It's pretty strong. I wouldn't get too bearish here. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't. You got to find an industry. You got to find a basket of stocks that are moving. It's coming, right? This is the strongest stretch. It could be crypto. Crypto's been disappointing very badly. I mean, me too. I'm pissed off. I'm like, dude, come on. So crypto's been very disappointing. And I think you're going to get a nasty rotation. Let's go to the next one. So we're sticking with AI software. CRM is that next one, right? Look at this. So we got CRM. Let's stick with the price action first. Okay, no, let's stick with the momentum first. So daily chart expansion. Oh, let me pull that back. Daily chart, our trend momentum expanding, right? Starting to expand again. RSI expanding above halfway point. Great. Looks great. Okay. Let's go to the weekly. What do we got? Oh, we got an early stage expansion on the MACD. Okay. Also, you have RSI momentum, early stage expansion. Got to be bullish on CRM. You got to be bullish on CRM, and we'll read a little bit about their fundamentals. Okay. So supply chain targeting Salesforce database compromise. So this is a problem. 9 hours ago, supply chain attack targeting Salesforce database compromised approximately 1.5 billion records across 760 organizations, including Toyota, Stellantis, UPS, FedEx. The scattered blah 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 group exploited sales loft drift. I don't even know what that is. Probably one of the tokens in the data access. That's not good for Salesforce. Remember what we said. Salesforce needs to come out with the cybersecurity response, because if we're going to use AI agents that dig into your information, your identity, and your calendar and all that, you need to have cybersecurity. I'm still bullish because the stock is down big. Okay. And they are the leader in agentic AI, other than Microsoft, right? And these other players who we don't even know what they're cooking up. But this is what they specialize in. This is just the latest news 9 hours ago. If you want to think bullishness as far as agentic expansion, Salesforce, they have pivoted to the AI-driven platform, highlighted enterprise automation. I think it's called, what is it called? Agent Force. You see all the ads, they're going into Agent Force. The bearishness here is that they have a lot of competition from Microsoft and ServiceNow, who is our other, trade here. So the fundamentals I like the fundamentals. I think they're going to come out with something. They're going to come out with a response. There's not too much we can say here. You can go read up on it. There's not too much we can say here. Let me see if there's anything I'm missing. Right? Who are their customers? Just their Salesforce customers are Amazon, Walmart, Microsoft. Even Microsoft uses Salesforce, right? Coca-Cola, McDonald's, American Express, IBM, Procter, Visa, United Airlines, and we can go on. So I'm bullish. I'm bullish because there's a lot of money rotating in here. We're early stage technical expansion. We've been supporting that 240-ish level forever, right? Years. Now we're starting to get above that level. So I want to dial it in to the 4-hour chart so we can see kind of what's going on here. We said, hey, we need to hold 255. I guess this chart isn't the best chart, huh? It's kind of ugly. Too much pre-market. Let's just stick to the daily. Daily's easy, right? Look at this. Look at the support here at 255. That's what we wanted to see. Did we support? Yes. We broke above it. Support, 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 support. We dropped it. Everybody's scared. They got out. They freaked out. And I said, it's the end of October. Okay. October is the bear market killer. This is when you want to get bullish. Agentic AI, I can keep repeating myself. And then we found some support. We drifted right back above that today. Boom, up again. So now let's go down to the 30-minute chart. Salesforce, look at that green candle at the open. You know how strong that is when it's at the open? At the open means people are like, oh no, we're they have FOMO. Institutions have FOMO. We're not going to go look up who's buying it, but I'm just trying to flag to you guys early. This is an early stage momentum tech play. I hate saying price targets, but I think CRM's headed for 500. Okay. I think it's headed for 500 by when? I don't know. Next year, right? I'm not going to say in 2 months. By next year, I think it's headed for 500. And if you play options, you have a big, there's a lot of potential here. My bad. I forgot to take that comment off. Isan, I'm going to get to that because that's a very important comment that you made there. All right. So CRM looks great. I got the support here. Where's my stop? Well, I want to say 255. I shed some size, and then below 250, right? This previous low, this is where I'm out. This is where I'm out. And you just got to give it up. You got to stick to your rules. Don't get too crazy. If you want to talk super strategies, like what kind of, exactly what contract do you grab, which we're going to go into later down the road as we develop. What exact contract are you looking for? Which is a high risk contract? That's going to be more personal stuff in the Discord. On here, that's going to take way too long. That we're not doing that. Okay. We're just pointing out opportunities. A lot of you guys already know how to trade. or you're already doing it. So this is my stop. If we get a close under 250, I'm out. More than likely, I'm out. I don't like that. I don't want to see that. I want to see the hold of 255, but everything looks good so far. Okay. So let's move on. Next stock is going to be, I know I said I'm going to go through this quick. Next stock is going to be ServiceNow. Okay. ServiceNow is a competitor with CRM. I don't care. I want to get them all, right? If I see bullishness, I want to get them all. The difference is ServiceNow is not ready to explode yet. It's not ready to explode yet. The earnings, okay. Let's go ahead and look. So ServiceNow earnings were bullish initially, then they sold off. What is some of the stuff going on with the business for ServiceNow? Some people are like, I don't care about that. The biggest thing with ServiceNow is that they do service the government. So with the government shutdown, they're missing some revenue. And some people say, oh, that's hurting them. I don't know. We'll see. Surpassed 500 million annual contract value for fiscal 2020. So their AI portfolio, nah, I'm not interested in that. ServiceNow platform expect open revenue, deepen customer reliance on substantial enterprise growth. So ServiceNow basically connects a lot of the AI agents together. So if you're talking UiPath, Microsoft, CRM, all these other CRM type companies, they ServiceNow basically connects them, makes the workflow, flow. So I like this stock. I actually am really bullish on it. I know Tom Lee's been bullish on it. You can see there's a lot of support at 900. That would be like an optimal level to hold, right? You want to see the 900 level hold right here. You can see the last 3 days, which are big days. You have Fed meeting, right? You have a Fed meeting and you have big mega cap earnings. So it's like, hey, that's an important level, 900, if it's going to hold. So easy, confidence here. Hold of 900. The break above, I want to say 960. If you break above 960, I'm going to go ahead and start leveraging in. I think I got one contract just to keep it on my radar. Okay. But if we look at the momentum on the daily chart, big wedge, obviously, right? Big cup, and you want to call it a cup and handle, go for it. That thing's going to rip when it rips. Okay. Now the momentum in the daily is kind of like, it's still kind of flirting around. It doesn't look that's why I said you got to wait for 960. The weekly I like a little better, even though it still looks kind of bland. So just keep your eye out. Don't go FOMO into this. It's nearing ready. It's just, I love the fact that they're already done with earnings, so I'm not worried about no, overnight risk. And I like the fact that they have demand no matter what. The fundamentals are strong. I'm going to send out a report. I think I already sent out a report in the Discord on oh no, I haven't. I'm going to do a ServiceNow report under the general conversations. Okay. So I'll send that out a little later. Anyways, we got ServiceNow. Next, we got Marvell. Okay, Marvell's doing special things in the semiconductor space, and they're probably going to benefit the most from this. Amazon, Google, Microsoft, they're benefiting a whole lot from compute. They generate a lot of compute. They're starting to break out of this downtrend they've been in. Look, they've been down since early year. So another 1 year consolidation. A lot of these charts look similar. Some of them are already broken out. Looks very similar. Starting to accelerate here. I like Marvell Technologies. You can see the weeklies expanding for trend. You can see we're headed into a blow off top, which I think we retest all-time highs and then blow up and then come back down. Either way, this one looks good. I'm not too deep into the fundamentals. I just know the narrative is very strong, and it looks a lot like AMD price action. I think it's going to go sharp into like 200 eventually, right? I think it's going to double. If they continue, there's just too much, there's not enough power, there's not enough compute, and they're, Marvell is going to be powering, I think they're one of the underlying companies powering Amazon's compute, if I remember correctly. They were unnamed though. So just keep your eye on Marvell. Okay. Is it ready to go? You could say that, you could make an argument this is ready to break out. Okay. Am I going to go chase it? I don't really like this stock. I don't like the stock when it comes to the price action. I don't like the price action, but if I see something juicy, I'm going to take a trade. Okay, I'm going to take a trade as long as it holds this 90, what is it, 93 level? Let's make sure that's a good level. Yeah, I want to say somewhere around 92, 93-ish. As long as it holds this level, if it does a little more consolidation and then it breaks over, then I'm long. Okay. All right. Qualcomm. Qualcomm is doing some crazy stuff here. They're trying to build a whole stack. Remember, they blew up and then they consolidated. Okay, so Qualcomm looks good. I'm going to take a breather and answer some questions here. But yeah, Qualcomm looks good also. I like Qualcomm. What are they doing? Let's see if I can. I'm going to do a report on them too. Let's see, Qualcomm. So Qualcomm introduced a new stack where they are doing inference, right? They're not competing with NVIDIA. Inference, this is all I got to say. Inference is a $6 to $7 trillion total addressable market. Qualcomm could be a $1 trillion industry if they deliver, if they execute, if they get a good partnership, if they, take this new business and they run with it. They pay a dividend. So they're going to be attractive to those more defensive, income driven investors. They're also tech. They do cell phones. They're moving into robotics. They're acquiring robotic companies. They're doing a lot. So I'm watching Qualcomm. I want to take a position. I just need to do a little more research. It's 150 billion market cap, I believe. So I got to consider they could move to about 300 to 400 over the next 6 months. I don't know how quickly though, because a lot of stocks are blowing off top. But this could be a $500 billion company if the robotics theme picks up and they're really doing some damage. So I like the chart. I mean, if you really think about it, they've been down for, like, I mean, they've really been at this level since 2021. Okay. That's why I'm bullish. So it's kind of a weird cup and handle. Like it's not, it's a gigantic, like these charts, when they consolidate, they break. I think when Qualcomm breaks all-time highs, it's not just going to go, a little bit. I think it's going to go a lot. So I want to say here, if I were to speculate, I want to say Qualcomm's headed for like 340 over the next 6 months. Okay. And it could happen quicker. It could take longer. I don't know. But I want to say 340-ish, 350 on this stock. I want to make that trade, right? As far as the momentum, let's go to the weekly because we're not looking short term here. Shooting straight up. I mean, MACD shooting straight up. I like it. RSI straight up. Love the stock. Okay. I want to be long Qualcomm next week. I really do next week. Okay, so that's the AI software. You also have like Datadog. Look at all these. I'm not going to go into these too deeply, but they're all doing the same thing. AI software, okay, with a little bit of security. These are cybersecurity. Datadog has cybersecurity. They're forming wedges, and I'm telling you, talking to some computer engineers, these have a lot of upside. MongoDB, is it MongoDB? There you go. Same thing. MongoDB, same thing. Starting to lift, right? Huge technical patterns here. You probably want to go to the monthly chart. Right? Those are huge flag patterns. So these are going to really break when they break. I'm waiting for earnings though. I don't want to get too early in it. You don't want to be too early. You want to wait for that confirmation, that fundamental confirmation, because there's so much competition. But MongoDB, Datadog, keeping my eye on those. And then one pure cybersecurity play that hasn't really got any love, that is down big. A lot of you guys want to see the small caps. It's like a 5 billion market cap, super small. Huge upside if it can break. It's identity. I believe they're into identity. But anyways, this is Sentinel One, I believe. Sentinel One. A lot of upside here. Oh, there it is. A lot of upside here. So keep this on your radar. It's not ready yet, though. It's not there yet. It's not there yet. All right. Let's go to the comments before we move over to Tesla coming out with the cybersecurity car, right? Okay, so San, I work semiconductor industry. We expect another chip shortage in 2026. Our business units are planning for it. Nice, you're in semiconductors, smart guy. So another chip shortage. I believe on the Amazon call they said their bottleneck is energy or power, and pretty soon chips, power and chips. So you need a correction because there's going to be another bubble in power and chips, right? Who do you want? Marvel, AMD. NVIDIA, I mean, the bid continues. The bid continues. Power to me is an easier play, just because semiconductors are very hard to understand versus power is easy, right? For semiconductors, you're just looking for partnerships and who's supplying who. Power is like there's just not enough power. So, anyways, that's the cybersecurity. These are going to be big in the forefront coming forward. Um, and let's go back to let's go here. Let's keep this up. All right, CRM and Twilio look great. Thanks for showcasing them. NVO is also trading near 52-week low. Are you familiar with NVO? I believe this is what? This is biotech, right? Novo Nordisk, yep. Novo Nordisk, that's on my watch list. I don't think it's ready yet. It's showing bullish divergence, but this is a Nordic, right? Novo Nordisk. It's funny. It's a Nordic company, I believe, from Sweden. Is it Swedish? Novo Nordisk. So bullish divergence here. I do like it, but biotechs I'm always very skeptical of, right? I'm always very skeptical of biotechs. So what I want to see from Novo is I don't like to buy this, this thing could dip even further. What I want to see, especially because it's in another country and there's all these, regulatory frameworks, here's our resistance. I want to see if it can get above 60, if it can break back above 60, I'm interested because I know investors are buying back and it's going to make a new high. So I want to see a new high. I want to see the trend turn around. And then, yes, I do have this on the watch list. I'm watching Novo. All right. Micron is memory. Yeah, Micron has memory bullishness. Micron is dominating. Like it's just there's no entry point for me, anyways. But yeah, Micron is in memory. This is probably a portfolio move. How big is Micron now? I remember trading this way back in the day. 250 billion. That's insane. Yep, I remember Micron in 2018. 2018. I look at this funny. I tried to trade this breakout and I got smashed. I didn't know what I was doing. But way back here, you had this wedge pattern broke out and then it retested. I remember getting long long shares. I think it pulled back and I got long again and it just got crushed. And I just was like, why? I don't understand. I didn't understand much, but now we do. Okay. Another double top here for Micron. I bet you it's going to do the same thing. Double top up here. It's going to come back, go again, double top. Be careful. It could be done. It could be over. This is a peak. I mean, this is a peak move. Some people are going to short Micron. Yes, they're bull. It could have priced in a lot of earnings. Okay. Anyways, yeah, Micron's a solid company for sure. On Semiconductor, yep, this is another one. We're just waiting for. I don't like the momentum. It's kind of we're waiting for earnings. Really, we're gonna see how On performs. Okay, what is this? November? Is it 25th or 3rd? I think it's the 3rd. So we'll see if it breaks out. I don't even know what their use case is. Is it industrial? What is their 101? So yeah, we'll be paying attention to On. It looks a lot like Coinbase. I know that's weird, but this price action looks a lot like Coinbase. Boom, boom. Look at Coin. I'm bullish on Coin now. They delivered. Same thing. Coin. I think crypto is going to have a big rally. Just got to be patient and you're waiting for the Clarity Act. That's one wrench in the gear for crypto is that the Clarity Act keeps getting pushed back, especially with the government on, the government delaying. I can't even think right now, especially with the government shutdown. They're not talking about the Clarity Act. So that's delaying crypto, unfortunately. Okay. Really delaying crypto there. What do we got? LSCC. What is this? Okay. I don't even know what that means, Asan. A low power programmable logic device. Okay. I don't know anything about this. Lattice Semiconductor Corp. 10 billion market cap. Okay. Took your word for it. Let's go to the weekly, see how the trend is. Well, I mean, clear resistance, right? It's a 10 billion market cap. I don't know what the TAM is, but it is gaining momentum. It's breaking. It's already broken out right here. Looks good. Looks solid. Yeah, that's a solid technical pattern there. Let's draw this out. Yeah, it's gaining momentum for sure. Lattice. Taiwan, ASML. Yeah, ASML, I never traded it because it didn't look great to trade for me. But ASML is something we had in the portfolio. Whoever bought back then, I think it was way back here. I was like, dude, you got to own ASML because ASML is they're literally a monopoly. They're the only company who produces the machines that produce the TSMC chips. So they're one of one, and you want to own it. I mean, that thing is not going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, it's not it's not getting disrupted anytime soon. So you gotta own ASML. You really do. It's in an uptrend. Momentum is picking up. This should be $1 trillion company. Where's it at? 400 billion. This will be $1 trillion company. TSM, straight up, straight up. I mean, they're building the biggest factory here in Phoenix, and surprise. So like, I'm just watching it. A lot of stuff going on here. TSM bull. It's not to me. It's not tradable. It's investable, I guess, but it's not tradable for me. You would just want to see a sharp pull. I mean, this thing is volatile. It went from 219 to 123. That was just buy the dip. Not tradable for me though. We also have ALMG. What is this? ALMG, sensor integrated circuits. Doesn't show up here. Oh, maybe this is it. I don't know. I don't know if that's even it. Could be it. AMLGI. What's the market cap? This is a 13 million market cap. Oh, no, there's no way you're talking about this. Yeah, if there's a okay, if there's a chip shortage, ASML and TSM, okay, for sure. ALGM. GM. Okay, after this one, I'm gonna get back to my notes. This is dang, there's so many of these. I don't even know what they are. Okay. It is starting to break out a little bit. Not familiar with it at all, but it's trying to break out. Just wait for earnings. I would just wait for earnings to see what they say. What is the demand? What is the guidance? If I was going to trade this stuff. Oh, shoot. Let me take that off. All right. So let me get back to the notes. Again, I don't want this to take too long. Cybersecurity, TSLA. So Tesla still consolidating, trying to break. I mean, Tesla looks very strong. This is strong price action. It's just very, you got to be very patient with Tesla at this point. It's pissing off a lot of people. They just want it to blow off top. And it should have, right, versus the past. But now Tesla's a $1.4 trillion company, 1.5. It's not small by no means. Tesla shareholders will vote November 6th on CEO compensation plan for Elon, potentially boosting his stake from 13 to 25%. If performance is met. Is it going to go through? I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. And if it does, I got Tesla heading to 260. It's starting to enter euphoria, right? Up here in the RSI, starting to get to euphoria on the weekly. And I think it's in its last stage momentum where it breaks out, goes to like 650 to 800 before it has a correction. Or it just corrects and I'm totally wrong, has a correction. And if it does just totally correct because they didn't get it past, where could we be looking at for a bottom? Probably back here at 365, 350. Tesla can get crushed if it's, if it gets crushed, it gets crushed. It's probably coming back to 350 if they do not pass that plan. So this is a hit or miss. We'll see how it plays out. They have a lot of stuff down the pipeline though. I'm long either way because I got, trades out till 2027. You got to be long robotics. Got to be long robotics and energy. Too much potential here. All right. Now, genomic relative strength. This one's interesting. ARC, if you go ARC G, okay, versus SPY, because I like to look at relative strength, this kind of tells me, okay, well, what trends, what sectors, what industries are starting to strengthen versus the overall market. We can see genomics have been really picking up here. They pulled back recently. Okay, let's throw on the 50-day. This makes it a lot easier. No, I don't want to put all these on, just the 50-day moving average. All right, so we throw these all on. It's getting back above the trend. It really hasn't been supporting that trend for a while, but it looks like we're going to start in an uptrend for genomics. We've been waiting for CRISPR gene editing. It's at that 50-day moving average. Okay. We're waiting for this one. It's been moving between 70 and 50. Now it's starting to, broke out, came back down. I think this is going to be huge. This could be a 10x. I think this is a 10 bagger if they continue to capitalize. I almost want to say you just want to own the shares because it is a biotech, so it's hard to gauge like, oh, when is the regulation going to come out? You just never know. But we are in a deregulatory era, an era of deregulation. So I'm very optimistic about this. Holding the 50-day back into an uptrend, right? This one was trading around 200 off of just a bunch of liquidity in December 2020. So I think we're headed back to all-time highs. CRISPR gene editing, Intelia is the other one. This one got destroyed. You might want to dip buy shares in this one. Do you want to trade it? Nah, I wouldn't trade it. It's obviously there's a lot more insecurity in this stock, but it came right back into the trend. Just want to flag it on here. Let's go to see what else is in this basket. So CRISPR, ARC-G, then we're gonna get to HIMS. Let's go. Genomic, basket, Beam. Let's look at some of these trends. Beam holding that 50-day moving average. This one's been breaking out. I don't even know what this is. Yeah, this one looks really good. This would probably be a buy. Okay, I just don't like the momentum on the daily slowing down. We'll see if it breaks out. I don't even know. I got to do a little more research. It looks solid though. If you get a pullback on PSNL, which is, what do they do? I got to look more into it. You really got to do your research on these. It's a 850 million market cap, so it can fly. Advanced genomic testing for cancer. Again, very speculative. So got to do your research and keep up with, the new stuff that's coming out. So it's just to throw out there. Okay. This one's also moving up. There's a lot of them just moving up. Genomics are strong. Just want to point that out. Okay. No recommendations here, not financial advice. But if I had to pick one, it'd be CRISPR. I'd keep my eye on CRISPR, right? Let's go to HIMS. Within that industry, within that sector, HIMS, finally, okay, HIMS is touching that 50-day moving average, which it's been kissing for a while, right? All the way, if you go all the way back to 2024, about a little over a year ago, you can see, has a lot. They're trying to make it a cult-like stock. I don't know if it's going to stick, but they're trying to make it a cult-like stock. You'd have to get into something like wearables, right? I don't know if it's going to do it on its own, but it is showing a lot of support there in that 50-day moving average. Our weekly 50 weekly moving average, 50-day weekly. Okay. It's wedging. Now I would say, I know people are going to dip by it no matter what, but now I would say I'm going to wait for this momentum to pick up. Let's get rid of these. Okay. So at this point, I don't like the momentum on it. I wouldn't enter here. I'm just waiting for the wedge to form. I don't think it's done yet. It did price in a lot of gains last year. Okay. And these things can consolidate for a long time. So I would wait here on HIMS. I know some people try to trade it and it came back down. They're probably hurt. It wasn't ready. It just wasn't ready. We're keeping our eye on it, but I haven't talked about it because I'm watching the technicals. I'm watching the momentum. The momentum is just not there yet. It's rolling over. It's rolling over, but it looks good. It looks juicy. Okay. It looks juicy. We have crypto's final flush. I think crypto's looking at the final flush. I know somebody wanted to look at HIMS though, so I'm gonna go to see if we had anything new. Asan, Tesla will be $2,000 a stock in 3 years. Yep. I agree. Kathy Wood said it once. JP Morgan bought shares in HIMS. Oh, I saw that. Yeah, JP Morgan bought him shares on the dip. Earnings on Monday. Could pop on Monday. Yeah, the earnings could totally turn it around. We'll see. I'm a little skeptical of HIMS Is it a life-changing technology? I don't think so. A lot of people are copying them. They're going to GLP-1s. The marketing is crazy, right? They got a lot of good marketing. Is it a cult stock? People are trying to, turn it into a cult stock. There's probably a lot of stuff I'm missing. If JPM's taking a big stake in it like they did Fluence, then they're going to get in early, right? Just like Fluence Energy, they started buying this thing and it just won't stop going up, right? I thought I was waiting for a pullback since 15. This is one of the first stocks that we talked about over the past month in October, back in September. And this was an $8 stock and it went all the way to 23, 22. Okay. So if HIMS is about to get a JP Morgan, you know, uh, we'll see. Maybe they're coming up with something, but this is good price action, really good price action. It's not where I want it to be when it comes to momentum. But if it's consolidating since January for the whole year, could be a good little buy for shares, right? I would definitely dip into it. Um, a lot of earnings. You got to wait for earnings too, right? All right, so we got through that. Crypto, yeah, crypto, BTC USD. This is what I don't like about crypto. I don't even know if this is Anyways, you guys know what we're looking at. We're looking at momentum here. And Bitcoin is not done selling off yet. The momentum for Bitcoin might retest these lows. Doesn't have earnings, so you're waiting for somebody to get, you're waiting for something. You got to wait for something. The reason I say this, MSTR just had earnings, and this stock is goodness surprised me to the downside. This is one that I have took a big loss on. I'm taking a huge loss right now, and I'm in damage control right now, and I've been surprised to a negative degree. I got surprised. You got to be more patient. I should have had options out further. I should have been a little further out. I should have stopped out a couple times. I was like, nah, it's Bitcoin. It's going to go. The Fed is cutting. Nothing. Didn't care. Right. So you got to have risk management here. Either way, now it looks great. I put it on a trade today, actually, for I think February. So MSTR, these are going to bounce though. It's all about Bitcoin. It's purely all about Bitcoin. Pretty simple. Okay. Now let's move over to how you doing? Bitcoin and gold. Oh, okay. Let's see. I think we can use a gold ETF. Okay, you want to overlay it. So we have, I don't know if it's going to look great. Hold on, let me move some of this. This is Bitcoin versus gold going back to April. So you had Bitcoin moving up, right? Let's take this off. Gold is in blue. We'll turn gold. Okay, make it a little thicker. All right. So you had gold, consolidating for a while and then a big upside move. While Bitcoin is moving up during that consolidation, Bitcoin peaked, sold off, and that's when gold started to pick up. So now that gold's selling off, you're probably going to get, that relationship, that inverse relationship. The banks are trading gold and Bitcoin. So I think Bitcoin performs in November. It's just right now, it's October, right? We said wait till the end of October. Now we're there. We're there now. So strong seasonality for crypto, very strong seasonality for crypto. And I'd be long Bitcoin, not gold. The gold trade is pretty much, I think it's not over, but it's not juicy, right? It's not as juicy as it was, where Bitcoin is a lot more juicier. MicroStrategy, Coinbase, right? Depends on what you're looking at. Let's move over to, let's see, what was I looking at here? Energy rotate. Oh, the energy rotation. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about energy. Is energy a trades? Yeah, Bitcoin consolidating, right? Ethereum, same thing. Ethereum's kind of rolling over. Anything can change any day, right? Like it is showing some bullish divergence here. So I'm not too concerned. You're just waiting for the pop. It's gonna pop. It's gonna pop, but for the most part, a lot of the the momentum is just rolling over. Okay, so let's go to the energy trade, right? How does energy look? Not power, right? We're not talking about power today, power generation, but the energy sector. Some people are looking at the energy sector. Who's moving today? I don't know. I don't know if it's I'm not really interested either. But look, some of these look good. I mean, I'm sure for as an investment, some of them should be good. EQT is one of those power generation names. They are powering AI. So this could be a good one. EQT. Who is this? Coterra Energy, BP. Nope. Nope, not interested. Shell. Nope, not interested. Exxon. I'm not interested. These are too big. No big catalysts. The ones that I could be interested in, SLB, this one has a lot more beta for a trade. Um, basically got cut in half. So this one could really move, SLB. But again, I don't think so. I don't see, let's do XLE, SPY. See if you have any relative strength here. Okay, nothing. Nothing. Energy is not breaking out against S&P yet. Let's go XLE RSP. Because that's mega caps. Let's go overall market. Not really. RSP is basically equal weight. So you take out the mega cap weighting and you get mostly breadth. You get more of a breadth impulse, and there's nothing there. So I'm not really interested in energy. We could go RSPE. I think that's energy versus RSPE versus RSP. Now energy is wait. Yeah, energy itself is actually accelerate. This is an ugly chart. Energy actually is moving. Why does that look so weird? RSPE. Am I tripping? No, that's it. Oh, you know what? That's the ESG. I'm sorry. That's ESG. That's not what we're looking for. What is energy? That's industrials. Is it G? There we go. RSPG. My bad. My bad. I knew something was up there. RSPG versus RSP. So this is pure equal weight, breath, nothing. So no, I'm not even interested. There's nothing moving there with the energy trade yet. As far as the sector, nat gas, XOM, maybe for an investment. I wouldn't trade it. I mean, I wouldn't trade it. Nat gas, maybe. Rig. The thing about nat gas is they're creating so much nat gas. From what I understand, nat gas, look at this downtrend. We can go to the macros. Let's go to the macro really quick. I want to show you something. See if I still have it on here. Nat gas. Do I have nat gas? Should be under commodities. This is why I'm not interested. Okay. Natural gas is just getting, blown out, completely blown out. Let's go to the daily chart. They say there's so much nat gas that prices just keep collapsing. So you get these little pumps, but to try to guess them, there's no trend. You just got to get lucky. I'm not interested in that. It's not my type of thing. Not my type of thing. I know people think, oh, it can go back to 23 or it can go back to, it can go back. It can be careful with it can go back to. Commodities get printed like money. Commodities, it benefits the economy to create more commodities these kind of commodities. So they're not good investments. You need you need like a big economic change where it's like, oh, nat gas shortage or, war. So I'm just not interested in nat gas. Okay. We're going to move over to, what did I want to close out with? I'm going to close out here. Atlanta Fed GDP up, trade deals up, breadth up, sentiment up. Yeah, let's look at breadth, market breadth, just so we know. Okay, market breadth. Okay, finally turned out, printed out. Great for Friday. Okay, cool. So we have in the red 200 daily moving average, and what this does is the red gives us our long term. We're still solid, right? Breadth is still solid. How many stocks are participating in the rally still looks good. Still looks good over the 200 daily. So we're good. We're just resetting. Now in the short term, we got smashed. Okay. Short term breadth got crushed below the 50% mark. There's 50%, which kind of just means that you got to be careful because you could slide a lot further if this continues. Um, Fortunately, we had a bounce today in the 20-day, the amount of stocks above their 20-day moving average picked up. So not too worried now. Okay, now if we go to our pure advanced decline line, which is how many stocks are advancing over time on a day-to-day basis, in blue, still looking okay, right? S&P equal weight, though, looks like trash. This is a little worrisome because that means the broader market is underperforming and it's really just Mag 7. But I think what it is, it's just earnings. They're crushing earnings and they're going up. So we got to wait for the rest of earnings season to make a decision there. So not too many signals here. Not too many signals here. How about new highs? Ooh, new highs down. So for, 5-day highs down for 4 days in a row. 4 days in a row. So the market is just holding on. I think we're gearing up. We're gearing up for November. It's October. It's the end of October. We talked about so many times the end of October would be ugly, and that's exactly what we're getting. Okay, notable tweets. Warren Pies shows a chart of consumer cyclicals getting crushed versus AI. So, as the labor market continues to weaken, we're getting, we got no CPI today. As the labor market continues to weaken, consumer cyclical stocks. So these are retailers like Lululemon, which I'm still long, and I'm like, dude, come on. But I got long options. I'm not worried. If that momentum rolls over, I'm done. I'm out. But Nike, right? Who's their consumer cyclicals? These are important bellwether stocks. Dang, Nike's getting crushed again. Consumer cyclicals are part of the economy. I know a lot of people don't really talk about the economy for this kind of, depending on who you are, but we're going to talk about the economy here. Consumer staple stocks are getting absolutely crushed. XLP, right? There's no defense. This is good though. You want this to get crushed. This means people are rotating into risk on. That means the economy is strong. So we got to go to consumer discretionary. And these are the well, we can't really talk Amazon, Baba because those are mega caps. Let's talk this is Chewy. Ooh, I thought Chewy was going to perform. Good thing I'm kind of glad it didn't. Okay. So let's look at these. Let's take a look at these. These are this is the economy, right? These stocks are a reflection of how the US economy is doing. Chewy, this is dog food. How's dog food doing? Well, it hasn't done crap since June. Nike looks like crap. eBay, that's online. eBay looks good. I wouldn't be worried about eBay, even though they got hit hard. TPR, I don't even know what that is. Tapestry, people are buying clothes. Ulta Beauty, consolidating. TJX never goes down because everybody's buying value clothes. Ross stores, same thing. Abercrombie and Fitch, I believe this is maybe I know they rebranded, but they're down. Let's see, 185. They rebrand. These are retailers. Okay, retail stocks. Look at them. They're just swaying in the distance. At least they're not selling off big, right? Burlington, I bet you that one's up. Yeah, because it's more of a discount. Okay, discounts up. Crocs, nobody cares. Decker getting smashed. Nobody's going outdoors anymore. They're all on their phones, right? Dang, that stock is really getting smashed. Tractor Supply, whatever. So these are consumer stocks. McDonald's, I'm sure is Chipotle. These could be dip buys though for a portfolio, right? For your long-term stuff. You could buy these for long-term. These are not trades. We're not trading this crap. These are not trades. These are just how's the economy doing? They're going to come back. Is Chipotle going to make a comeback? I'm sure they will. Chipotle still has brand identity. It's just like it's too expensive. College students usually buy it. And they have to compete with Kava, blah blah blah. Starbucks, they did actually good for earnings, but they have a lot of competitors. A lot of people are just buying their own coffee, right? Instacart, dude, there's no way they survive. I don't like Instacart. DoorDash, now they'll probably do well. I know so many people. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? You're that lazy, bro? DoorDash. So the fact that people are, this is a bet on lazy people. DoorDash. Instacart's different. Like groceries is like, I feel like groceries is just, you want to go get your own groceries because they can screw up your groceries. I've seen it so many times. They screwed it up. I'm like, bro, I'm not ordering this no more. Versus DoorDash, you get what you get. There's no customization there. Dutch Bros. I bet you Dutch Bros does good. It looks good. This could be a nice trade actually for the holiday season. This could be a Santa Claus rally trade. We'll see. Okay. I want to roll down to leisure. This is the real hit for the US economy. Bookings, people are still booking, right? Expedia, they're still booking trips. Disney, who cares? Wynn, they're still gambling. RCL, they're still taking trips. CCL, still taking trips. We're going to see, though, when these earnings come out, how bad they get hit. That's going to give us more insight on the economy. DK&G getting smashed, sports betting books, Hilton, right? I'm not going to go through every stock. I just want to get a little gauge on what's going on here. Housing, this could be a good trade later, but housing is not ready yet. KB Homes, I bet you these are going to start picking up. These charts are really nice though when they do pick up. So we'll be patient here, okay? A couple more questions before we leave. Trade deals. Oh yeah, trade deals. I'm all over the place. So trade deals. We had Nvidia to supply 260,000 chips to South Korea. Look, the market is going to boom. QQQ. Let's go to SMH. SMH. This is probably the strongest index right now. Oops, SMH. Very strong index. It's just going straight up. And what you want to do is go SMH versus QQQ to see real risk appetite, because the Qs represent big tech. SMH is just pure semis, right? Semiconductors, as they break out, let's go to the daily. Daily looks worse, but they're, pretty much moving straight up. As they move out, then you kind of know, like, okay, there's a lot of risk on here. I know you said something in the comments. What do you say? Sentiment coming down. DoorDash, a bet on lazy people. Yeah, dude, yes. Listen, I can order DoorDash every once in a while, but bro, come on. For your life, bro. Like most people, DoorDash should not be making more money over time. That means we're getting lazier, right? They can make money for seasonal, certain seasons. They should be cyclical, but come on, bro. NNE, okay. Element, Lemonade. Oh yeah, Lemonade is solid. Lemonade's an investment for sure. Lemonade looks good. Momentum's picking up on the RSI. I like Lemonade Insurance, even though they're costing me an arm and a leg right now. Yeah, Lemonade, that thing's about to explode. Yeah, this might explode. I just like the technical, man. Earnings might really take this one higher. Don't even think about it. These dogs are howling again. Anyways, yes, I like Lemonade. I gotta take a deeper look on it. But this is a good stock. I think it's in the portfolio. If it breaks above this consolidation and holds, like comes back and holds, I think I'm long. Lemonade, I like it. Lemonade for sure. NNE, I'm still long. As much as there's just so much talk of nuclear. It's a very early industry. I'll tell you one thing. I'm very bullish on crypto. It's a new industry. Nuclear is one of those industries where it's really nuclear is one of those industries where, like, if you nail the right industry, it's so early. Nuclear is so early. We're not talking about nuclear fission, like building nuclear. There's new technology, micro reactors who can take nuclear. Like, we're early. We're very early. They can take their small modulars, SMR, right? Oklo. They're small modular reactors. You can plug them in. You can move them. You can reconstruct them. It's change. You're going to need it for the quantum computing, for the, all the AI, all the energy storage stuff. You're going to need it. So, nano nuclear still, here at all-time highs. I'm going to talk more about it in the Discord as things come on. I'm tracking it. We'll see what they say for earnings, but I'm holding this. These are leap calls. Short term, I never know what's going to happen, but I'm definitely holding these for the long term. This was Asan. This was a very good reset right here. 40% pullback, that's what I like to see, because it resets speculation, and it's good. It's good. It resets speculation. It's not terrible. The momentum does look like crap, don't get me wrong, but I've been watching price action and I like it. What I won't like is if we start to teeter right here. If we start to do like this, okay, then I might cut some size. It depends, but look at this. Look at this MACD on the daily. It's starting to regather. So we kind of really bottomed out on the MACD here. This was pretty much the bottom. If we roll over, then I might take some size off, but I still like it. I think it's constructive. I think we can get above that easily. And guess what? We're heading into Santa Claus rally territory. Okay. Also, US and India signed 10-year deal defense pact amid tariff war. Bro, bullish. Samsung invests in gene editing. So keep that out. Samsung investing in gene editing, biotechnologies. Trump discusses NVIDIA chip sales with Xi. This is older, obviously. What else do we have? Economic cycle, tech data, tech news, financial news, stock news. OpenAI targets 20. Oh, here's the top. OpenAI targeting 2027 IPO. This is why all my leap calls peak out at 2027. I don't see, not betting past that. I think we're going to get a correction 10% in February, March, April next year. Okay, this is my thoughts. And then I think we go stupid for the rest of 2026 or sideways or consolidate. And then we make another big run into 2027. And who knows? I don't know. We'll go back. Maybe it's October of 2026. We see a huge, correction. That's my guess right now. Lemonade has the best customer service. Yeah, they're quick. Oh, Lemonade CEO them boys. Okay, he's one of them boys. Yeah, you got to be careful with them boys. Now that now culturally we're doing a little shift here. Now that them boys are on the they're on the highlight, which we don't want no hate, right? It's not good to hate nobody. There's a lot of differences, but we're talking about them boys that are working against America, that have dual citizenship. And it's like, hey, where do you lie as far as where do you commit? So those are them boys, not all of them, right? There's a lot of good people out there that are not them boys, but are part. I can't even say it because we'll get banned. But anyways, for the most part, I think we're looking good. Matter of fact, check this stock out. This stock is from them boys, right? This is an Israeli Nano Dimensions. This is an Israeli 3D print. They're doing some really cool stuff. I like the stock. I haven't talked about it too much because it's very high risk. But boy, if they rebuild Gaza with 3D printing, this stock can boom. And a lot of Israel too. Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on this stock, but I've been watching this for like 4 years. So they have some interesting nanobot technology. We'll see how it plays out. Okay. Solid power SLDP. Yeah, SLDP is, we're trying to get solid state batteries in. These are trades. Very lot of momentum here. The only issue is a lot of these battery technologies, their momentum hasn't really picked up yet. So I'd be careful. The momentum hasn't really picked up. It's rolling over. So I think they have more consolidation like this. Look how long it took to consolidate after the peak. Asan, it took from August all the way till October, November, December, January, or I'm sorry, August, September, October, 2 months of consolidation. I'm not saying that's going to be perfect, but I think we need a little more consolidation. I'm pointing out SLDB because solid power, because when it is ready, this thing can really clap. This thing can clap. So this one in QS also. This one, I'm very bullish on QS. Battery tech, I'm very bullish on QS. This is QuantumScape. This is lithium solid state batteries. MVST, this one should be booming because it's Chinese based and it has one of the best charts in the market. But look at the momentum, Hassan. You see what I'm saying? I'm not talking about battery technology right now because they're resting. These guys are taking a nap. Okay, they're bullish. Wait for the giant to wake up. But the trend is it's a nice trend, but we need some consolidation, right? We're in this phase. I don't think we're ready yet. All right. So we're not talking about battery tech. I think, again, like I said, CRM, okay? CRM starting to pick up, agentic AI picking up. Keep your eye there. UiPath, which I'm like, okay, the damn CEO's over here selling his damn shares. We'll see how it plays out. I'm still long UiPath though. It needs to hold 15. Remember, they're working with NVIDIA, Snow, and OpenAI. We'll see how it works out. And then who else we got? Oh, ServiceNow. I like ServiceNow. Okay, we'll see how it picks up. So agentic AI in robotics. Here's another bellwether. Here's another echo in the chamber. Okay, we've been long this for a while. I was bullish on this last year. It finally broke out. We got long here. I sold here. I still haven't entered. I'm pissed. It's just strong. I'm gonna wait for I'm hoping on earnings it gets crushed because it's so early. But I'm telling you, the robotics, this might be the biggest narrative total addressable market in all, which is robotics. But I haven't got enough. Um, I haven't got enough. How do I say it? I haven't seen enough narrative shift to really get bullish robotics yet, right? Where I'm like, okay, I'm taking a position. I could be wrong, but we'll see. I think it's going to take Tesla to really break out, and we're starting to get it though. It's early. We're starting to get it. This is probably a buy, honestly, in a short term. Look at this crossover for the MACD. It's very bullish, but maybe it goes bullish into earnings. So maybe I'll take a small trade on it. We'll see. I don't know. The other one is like what's the other robotics play? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. RR getting crushed. This could be a rebound soon though. Okay. I think it's Rich Robotics. This could be good. They're rolling over. The momentum's rolling over. Okay, I don't want to get into all these. PDYN, I'm still bullish on this stock. They have a lot of defense contracts. It's a small cap. I did some research, talked to some guys. It doesn't have the potential I thought. The problem is they just don't talk about it enough. I still think this can do a 10x though. I think this is a 10 bagger. And if they so happen to get a real contract with a factory, or I'm sorry, a corporation, not just the government, if they get something bigger, I think it's a 50x. Okay. So I'm gonna keep watching it. The price action is very beautiful. It reminds me of crypto, and I think this can fly. I appreciate it, DK Digital. That's just my personality, honestly. I get kicked off of TikTok for my personality. So I got to be appropriate, obviously, but I like politics. I like everything. I'm into everything. Religion. I'll debate you on the Bible. I'll debate you on politics. I'll debate you on. I'm very versed on topics. I like to debate. I like information. I like to learn. I like knowledge. Right? We like to learn. We like. I'm a fitness guy too. Fitness. My number one thing is really fitness. At the end of the day, and nutrition and all that stuff. So I'm a well-versed guy. So I like a lot of the keep up with a lot of not cultural stuff, mostly because cultural stuff to me, it's like, okay, great. I used to be a teacher. My biggest thing is like, we need to get a better culture for the kids. Culture is trash right now. We need a better culture. The music is trash. I don't like the crime. Um, I don't like other people taking over a country either. Anyways, yeah, that's it. That's all I really got. I want to shut down with this though. Okay. Again, this is the strongest. Are you prepared for the strongest pump of the year? This is the strongest pump of the year. You got to find the right stocks. I'm very bullish on crypto going into the end of the year. Okay. Chainlink still bullish. Okay. We're waiting. It's just the narrative, the money hasn't came in yet. The Clarity Act got pushed out. Okay. That's the problem. The Clarity Act, which is the biggest crypto bill, has been pushed out. Now they're saying it might not come out till 2026, which pissed me off because the government shut down. And I'm like, oh, damn. Okay, wait. So we'll see with crypto. Either way, the opportunity's there. Okay. Next is there's going to be a performance chase in the S&P 500. Performance chase happens every year. You're getting tax cuts. You're getting the Fed cutting rates. They already cut rates. Inflation's going to come out lower. We missed the PCE report today because the government shut down. Either way, you got to stay bullish. And October's finally over. Now the mutual funds will start buying back the trash that got crushed. So keep your eyes open. I like CRM. I like Now. I like Zoom. This was the stock of the day right here. Okay. Perfect chart. Great fundamentals. Big gap up. Okay. Right out of a pattern. Agentic AI narrative. This, if I had to leave you with one thing, keep your eye on Twilio's breakout. Started a position today. That's all I got. You guys have a good, safe weekend. Don't do nothing stupid. Okay. Halloween is getting bigger and bigger. it could be fun. And I know some of you young guys are like, oh yeah, Halloween. Just be careful, man. Don't mess up your health. Don't mess up your reputation. You know, candy ain't good for you. That crap in the other candy is gonna mess up your damn brain and your soul. So don't be watching it. You know, take care of your soul, take care of your spirit, stay blessed, have some fun though, you know, go lift weights. Um, but be safe out there. You guys be safe, have a good weekend, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you. Be blessed.